Okay, so welcome everyone to Wise Youth Post-Secondary Focus webinar. So last week we had Dr. Arinola Araba came in to talk about some important financial skills. And then the previous week we had a UFT student come in to talk about the psychology of money. So today we'll be having a guest speaker who will talk about mastering financial skills for post-secondary success. So before we begin, I'll just provide a brief introduction of the mission of Wise Youth for those who may not be that familiar with it or are new incoming listeners. So Wise Youth is a financial business organization who hopes to provide students resources and opportunities to learn and grow their financial skills. So just like this webinar here today, we hope that you can learn a lot and implement it into your daily lives. Furthermore, I want to touch on that our team applications are currently open as well. So if you're interested, you can apply using the link in our website at www.wiseyouth.org or also at our Instagram, which is at Wise for Youth. So if you're interested, please send in your application today. Now I'll be introducing our guest speaker for today, who is Professor Cici Li. So Professor Cici Li has a profound experience in teaching and has taught both at NYU and Cheung Kong Graduate School of Business. So she also has experience with business school admissions, having been an alumni admission officer for the University of Michigan. So she knows the whole process very well. So if any of you guys have any questions today, please feel free to ask her. And finally, she also has excellent experience in business competitions ranging from NEC to FBLA. So from a high school student myself, I know that academics is a very big part of the admission process, but I also know that extracurriculars are also very important. So please feel free to learn more today about that aspect. So before we get started, I want to also note that questions are absolutely welcome today. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar or at the end, we'll have a short 20-minute Q&A section if you have any questions then. And please feel free to ask them and Professor Cici Li will answer them. Additionally, this webinar will be recorded just for the purpose of students who cannot make it today to also give them the opportunity to also learn this information. So if you're not comfortable with having your face shown around or sent to other people, it's totally okay to have your camera turned off. And finally, without further ado, I'm going to pass it to Professor Cici Li now, and I hope everyone enjoys today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Queenie, for the brief introduction. So, first, may I ask, like, most of the audience are students or parents and students together?
I
Queenie?
think, sorry. I think it's like there's definitely students and a few parents, I believe.
Okay, so I guess the language will be in English, right? But
Yes.
like, okay, so some of the parents may Chinese is better. So basically, my presentation will probably English and Chinese combined. Would that be fine?
Yep, I think it's okay as long as there's also English in it for those who are not Mandarin speaking and not Chinese. They can also learn as well. So I think it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So so can you guys still see my slide?
Yep,
Um,
I see it.
okay. So a brief introduction about myself. So I previously worked at Wall Street for about a decade, and then I actually worked first and then pursue my PhD later. And then after my PhD graduation, so I went to academia. So I used to teach 3 years at NYU in economics, and currently I'm at the the Chinese University of Hong Kong in Shenzhen, and also business school. So basically, I spent about 12 years in the US and just went back to China. And so this is my advisor who was the Nobel Prize laureate in 2008, Paul Krugman. And then I also have some other financial advisor. So other advisor in the financial field. This is Steve Siebold, who wrote a book wrote several bestseller books, including How Rich People Think and 177 Mental Toughness Secrets. And these are my past speech in, for example, Long Island Chinese American Association, and this one was in Los Angeles in California, and this one was in Jersey City. So about financial quotient education. So why do we need to learn financial quotient? So currently I'm also editing the textbooks for like K-12 students in our affiliated schools of CUHK. So I can give you a glance of what we plan to teach our primary school students. For example, this is our third year grade textbook outline. So we can see that there are many topics that are very, in my opinion, also very advanced for 3-year graders. So for example, they talk about crowdfunding. So whether it's true or it's just a scam. And also there are some games. So students may keep investing their coins in the games. And so whether that should be that should be reasonable. And also they talk about exchange rate already in a third grade in primary school. So we can see that so actually nowadays there are many daily life things related to financials, especially some of the nowadays, like there are many online scams. So even some very young children, they may face like crowdfunding for illness, and also some free charger. So whether it's a scam or it's just like they want to take people's information, or some students they go to like stores, and the store owners allow them to consume first and then pay back later. So there are many things that we need to pay attention to in our daily life. So that's why in China, so even for third graders, we start to teach them financial quotient. And besides, in future, I believe financial quotient is also very useful for us, for our growth. For example, about cooperation and negotiation. So no matter we are in school or at work, so we need to cooperate with others, with our parents, with other peers, with colleagues, with teachers. So what are the skills for cooperation and negotiation? So sometimes people think that is common sense, but if we don't have enough financial quotient, it may not be common sense for some of the people. So that's one skill set. And also, so most of our students are pretty kind, but we don't want to be taken advantage by others, right? So most parents, they also want us, our kids, to be kind, but at the same time protect ourselves, not being taken advantage of. So what are the principles? If we study financial quotient, we may understand, so these are the bottom lines. These are the principles. We can be kind, but we also need to protect ourselves, not to suffer any loss. And also in the future, so we may face some close relationship, like marriage or being in love. And we've seen many news, for example, like in our Asian community, there are some Asians who are very strong in academics and also at work. For example, a couple at Google. So recently, the husband killed the wife. So in close relationship, what is the bottom line? How to protect our assets and protect ourselves? So if we have studied financial quotient, we may have some common sense. So this is the bottom line. This is the line, that boundary that I should draw between myself and my close relationship people. So And the last one is avoid scams in life. So as we mentioned, even for a third grader, they they may have um, they may have faced a lot of like probably some traps, like the store owners, they may attract students to consume more and pay back later. And also they may face online, for example, crowdfunding for people who claim that they are in serious illness, but uh, to take advantage of children's sympathy. So, but um, but children, like they may not be able to distinguish what is true or not. So they may face some scams like computer games, things like that. So if we have studied financial quotients, then we may have a better idea. So how to distinguish these full screen. Oh, okay, sorry. So I'm in presentation mode. Let me see. How can I? So is this full screen now?
Yes,
Okay.
it's four. It's four. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, for business school, so why do we study business school? So first, if we compare the job placement, between business school graduates and like other majors, so I pulled some data. So national average, for example, 2020 graduates, national average 83% students can find a job after graduation. But for some business school, for example, UPenn and UMich, Ross, so they are one of the top. They are two of the tops. So close to 93, 94%. So even some other universities like Clarkson and UIUC, so they are not among the tops, but we can see if it's business school, so the placement rate is quite high, 95%. So, and then, so what are the programs that offer undergraduate business majors? So according to US News 2024 ranking, so these are the top ranking business school. So like UPenn, Wharton, so many people are very familiar with. So UPenn, MIT, Berkeley, UMich, Ann Arbor, NYU, and then also some other universities like Texas, Austin, and CMU, Cornell. Even Indiana University, Bloomington, they also have very good job placement and very attractive for undergraduate applicants. And besides these schools, we also have some other schools that are not a top ranking, but still they are pretty good at job placements, like Virginia, Darden, and UNC. So Northern Carolina, and also USC Marshall. And one program that is at UCLA, but it's not a business school, but it's very closely related to business, that is called a business economics major. So it's under College of Letters and Science. So these are the programs that high school students can apply for. And according to another ranking, that is Post and Quants, best undergrad schools ranking. So you see some slight difference. So we see actually more universities that have business school program like Georgetown and Notre Dame, and also Washington and St. Louis. So actually for business school, we also have many choices. So we can see a profile that this is the latest admitted student to NYU Stern. So he just got admitted in early decision this year. So we can see his profile to have a sense. So what kind of students can be admitted to a top business school for undergrad. So this student, he has a GPA 3.97 unweighted, and TOEFL score is 111. So for students, even some of the students studied in the US or Canada. So if they don't have 4-year high school education in the US or Canada, so they still need to take TOEFL. So these students need to take TOEFL. He doesn't have 4-year high school education in the US or Canada. But we can see his standardized test score is pretty good, right? Pretty decent. So TOEFL and SAT, and he finished 12 AP courses, and 10 of them he got 5, so the highest scores in 10 AP courses. And then we look at business contests. So he actually had a lot. So he had the FBLA and Wharton Investment, Diamond Challenge, Concord, and BPA, NEC, SIC, YOC. So he had a lot. But we can see that so most of them he performed pretty good, but like not everyone he got the top scores or top prizes. So, but from the business context, we can see that he definitely showed that he is very interested in business, right? Strong interest, and had a very consistent profile in accounting and finance or investment. So very consistent performance. So he actually chose accounting and entrepreneurship as his field when he applied. But basically he said after entering NYU Stern, eventually in the 3rd grade, he plans to choose finance as his major. So pretty consistent accounting and finance and also entrepreneurship performance in the business context. And he also conducted 3 research projects and also published papers in international academic conference and got reference letters from those 3 professors. For the summer programs and activities, he also joined, so MIT LaunchX is one of the top, and he also joined some other. And so he is very good at playing soccer. So he's the soccer captain of his high school, and also he teach the handicapped people soccer for his like charity. So for business school applicants, so besides our business school business activities, we also need to have at least one public or charitable activity to show that we not only have interest in business, but we also have like broad humanity emotion or relationship with the community. We do business for the benefits of our community. So for business contests, so we can pretty much divide them into 4 different categories. So the first one is similar to our standardized test. So it's all about questions and exams. It's a contest in questions. So it's basically we compete for who answer most of the questions correct and who have better knowledge in terms of economics and other business fields. So for example, NEC, that is the largest economic question contest. And then IEO is another, it's International Economic Olympia. So it's beyond NEC, but it's based on questions. And FBLA, so part of it is also based on questions, but it's more, it has more detailed field. It has accounting, it has business ethics, entrepreneurship, many detailed fields. And then like SIC also has quiz bowl, that is for financial investment. So that one is similar to prepare our standardized tests. So we basically study more knowledge about financial fields and then prepare for the practice exams. And then, but so for that one, if students are good at passing exams, then they probably will do very good in those contests. And for them, it's very efficient to prepare those contests. And then second type is case studies. So for this one, the contest will give students our case, and then the students need to form a team to analyze the case and present their proposals. So for example, NEC, they have the DR and AS level, the case questions. For example, last year, they were talking about how to combat inflation and also maintain the growth. That's one topic. They gave students some materials to read, and then students can analyze the current economy and then analyze how we should use tools to combat inflation and maintain our economic growth. And then the next one is BPA, Business Professional of America. So this one is also case study contest. So they will give you students a case. For example, last year, it was about coffee chain store like Starbucks. But it does not use the name, but it's a coffee shop chain. So and ask students many questions. And how do we solve these questions? What kind of proposals will students give? And the last one is SIC. This is Students Investment Challenge. So although it's a financial investment competition, so including mock trading, at the same time, a large part is to analyze company. So we analyze companies' strategy, for example, their marketing strategy, and we use some business models like Porter's 5 forces and also SWOT analysis. And then we also analyze the company's financial performance, like their financial statement analysis and also their financial ratio analysis. And then to tell the judges whether we think this is a good investment, why we think we should invest in this company. And the third type involves some projects, and usually it's entrepreneurship business contests. So for example, Diamond Challenge and Comrade, and also MEC, hosted by Columbia University. So this type of business contests, usually students need to form a team, and then they propose, for example, one product or one service, and then they write business plan, how to promote their products, why do they want to launch this product or this service, and how do they promote and expand their business. So for this one, nowadays, many students actually have the prototype of their products, and then have actual conduct some real promotion for their products and collect customers' feedback and also data, and also conduct some real market research to prove that their products are welcomed and or their service is useful to the society. And then for this one, for example, Diamond Challenge, they have 2 tracks. One is for business innovation and the other one is for social innovation. And then Comrade, that is the STEM plus business contest. So it has to be some STEM products or services. And the last one, so for students, students can also join summer programs and activities. For example, these are some of the summer programs that are popular among students. So MIT Launch X and Wharton Data Science Academy and Babson Summer Entrepreneurship Program. And Wharton, that's Management Science and Technology, and Notre Dame Leadership. So we can see here I put two contests as an example. We can see, well, their requirements and the form of business contest. So for example, Diamond Challenge, it has two tracks. So one is business innovation, and the other one is social innovation. So social innovation usually we need to have positive impacts on humans and environments and solve some real social issues. While business innovation, then usually the judges will judge the proposal or the project based on profits, right? And social innovation based on social impact and the influence. So usually they ask students like to join grade 9 to 12 students to join, and the team can be formed from 2 to 4. So it can be cross-country, cross-school. And then we can see, so usually this is a timeline. And in the end, we'll have live demonstration and then Q&A. And this is Comrade. So for Comrade, then we can see there are 6 different industries: aerospace and aviation, cyber technology and security, energy, environment, health and nutrition, and ocean, education with technology. So for each industry, then students need to have a prototype of their products or service. And then, so for this one, it's 2 to 5 each team. So for example, last year, I remember like there was one team that they only had 2 girls. So they actually proposed one product that is put a very small very small thing in your shoes. Then that one connected with the technology can test the blood pressure of people. So that is for the health and nutrition track. And for the other one, in the education with technology, so they basically proposed during the pandemic. So they use VR, virtual reality, to teach students robotics. So they are very good at robotics. All the team members participated in robotics competition before, and then they actually recorded some video and also actually used virtual reality to teach students robotics. And they also posted their courses in several platforms to collect feedback. So we can get some sense about the business contest. And then this one called China Thinks Big. So it came from Harvard Thinks Big. So this one is mainly about some research projects. So we can conduct some market research and then propose. So these are some of the projects that I designed for students to use for their business contest. For example, currently I'm still organizing students to work on these projects. So we use artificial intelligence, the latest ChatGPT, and also Mid-Journey Stable Diffusion, those AI tools to do a project. Basically, we can think that the people in the pandemic, so there are many people who unfortunately passed away in the pandemic, while during the quarantine, due to the quarantine policies, so many of them, many of those family members, they did not have a chance to say goodbye to their beloved ones, and also they may not be able to see their last moment. So they may have some regrets. And nowadays we have ChatGPT, and we actually can revive those deceased with the ChatGPT, and actually let those people can have have conversation with their family members again, so they can have an official farewell, and they can say some of the words they didn't have a chance to say because of the pandemic. So that is the project I'm currently organizing students to work on. So we basically apply the latest ChatGPT AI tools, Midjourney and Stable Diffusion to do some goods for the public. And so for this one, we already got the support from Shenzhen Artificial Intelligence Lab, and also they for students who join this project, so they will provide an internship certificate for those students. And we also plan to form a US nonprofit organization for this project to promote this project. We use AI tool to benefit the society and help people who lost their beloved ones in the pandemic. And for the promotion of this project, we also plan to film a documentary about the background stories of those families. So not only we associate AI technology with arts, and with also human beings' emotions. So that is the plan. And then for business contests, so usually we so when I guide students to join business contests, so usually we have different phases and to finish different requirements. So we can see that for example, the NYU latest so I need to share again for the NYU student. So basically, that student, he had many business contest activities, right? So share screen again. So some of the questions. So the full name for SIC, that Student Investment Challenge, and WDSA's Wharton Data Science Academy. So we see that for the latest NYU admitted students, he actually had a lot of business contest activities, right? So so in this case, so actually it's very difficult to so we usually combine we usually use one project to join several business contests and activities together. Otherwise, there is no way for one student to complete so many business contests and activities in just 4 years, while he also needs to finish, for example, maintain his GPA and also finish standardized tests and AP exams, right? So we see he had a lot of activities. So currently, when I educate students, then I usually will, once I exit the presentation mode, and I need to share again. Okay, so we can see my point is that when we design a project, and especially if it's a big project, then we try to use this project to fit into multiple business contests or activities. So we can save time for students, and then get like multiple prizes in different business contests. So we may twist the projects a little bit, and then we can join multiple activities. So otherwise, for students, it will be very difficult to complete all the business activities and also maintain their GPA and standardized tests at the same time. For example, so currently, I'm also organizing students to join the Student Investment Challenge, so which is a financial investment contest. So that requires students to analyze one US company, public companies. So for example, we can analyze Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Costco. We can analyze those companies and then write the investment report and also do financial market trading for 2 months to join the contest. So for that one, I actually combine with one internship for students. So they can write the reports and then it can combine with the internship as an equity analyst intern. And this is the internship and also the sample report that they will write about. So this is the Student Investment Challenge requirement. So the coming competition will start in April, but so basically I will start to train students at the end of February or early March. So currently we already have some students enrolled in this training program. So for this one, even some 7th grader can also join. So as long as we have 2 students, we can form a team to participate. And then the national round is from April to June, and then we have global round from July to August. So for national round, so we need to submit a stock analysis report and also market trading, which accounts for 10%. And then it also has a financial knowledge quiz bowl that is a separate contest for individuals. And then in the global round, so we need to have a portfolio analysis report. So market trading for another 2 months, but it only accounts for 10%. And also another financial knowledge quiz bowl for individuals. So this is the training schedule of last year. So we can see that we basically cover many aspects of financial investments. So it's almost equivalent to the undergrad financial investment and accounting basic knowledge. So we can see for this one training, the students complete one training, so they master the financial skills to participate in SIC competition, and also another one that is the Wharton WGHS, that is a Wharton investment competition. But for Wharton, it requires 4 to 7 students to form a team, and all the students have to be in the same school. So that requirement is more difficult to meet. And the trading part accounts for much higher percentage. So they post more weight on trading part, which is more difficult to predict because financial trading for a few months, it can vary a lot. So for that one, then it's difficult to predict and to win the prizes. So, but for SIC, so it's 90% based on financial analysis and 10% based on market trading. So it's more about studying financial knowledge and apply our financial knowledge into real practice. And these are the past awards that I coached students to win. So I've coached students to win, like for example, NEC, that is the economic contest, economic knowledge context, and then SIC, that is the financial investment. So SIC, we won the global gold last year, so which Queenie joined last year and won the global gold, and also we have other students who won global bronze, and also the stock analysis, and also the quiz ball. And FBLA, Diamond Challenge, and Convert. So I also coach students to win like FBLA. That is, for example, business decision, national eighth place, and team, so global business, national first place, and also national fifth place. And for Convert, so we have a national gold for the education with technology track. So, and we can also combine the business contest with one of the research projects, and then extend it to a research project. So I need to share screen again. So once I so a bit about our education workshop, education studio. So we actually was founded in Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan of New York, and we provide coaching for students about business contests, and also apply for college and summer schools. So our main philosophy is to incubate students and to be an elite. And so we provide services for college applications, interview, and other things related to college applications. So these are the teams. So we have GPA supervisor and parents from Ivy League. So they coach students to enter Ivy League, and also like foreign consultants and administration team, and also some student advisors from Harvard and Wharton. And these are our essay editing team. So they are all from Stanford or Harvard. And some of the offer letters that we got help students to get last year. So we had Harvard, Chicago, Northwestern, UNC, UMich, Ann Arbor, and CMU. And these are some of the summer programs that we help students to enter. For example, Ross Math Summer Camp. So that was very difficult. The acceptance rate was about only 10% to 15%. And we helped one student to get into Ross, and he was the only one in South China. And so we also have Economic for Leaders, UPenn Engineering Summer Academy, things like that. These are the previous offer letters. And we also help students to get scholarship packages. And we also do some K-12 private school applications. So I guess that's pretty much about my presentation. So so now we open to any questions.
Yes, so if anyone has any questions, please add it into the Q&A box or the chat box, and then Professor Lee can answer them.
What's the likelihood of winning any of the competition? So so based on my experience, as long as those students work hard, and so we also provide some training for the students, right? So I guess most the students that I coached won the prizes. I said like so basically all the students that I coached won the prizes in the contest that they participated in. So it just depends on what kind of prizes, what level of prizes that they win. But as long as they participate in, and also I provide some coaching, then all of them won some prizes. So does that answer your question? And here is my contact info, so you can email me, or this is my WeChat. So what are some ways to improve financial skills? For high school students, I guess there are some online courses like in Coursera or some other platform, so students can use, and also Khan Academy. So some of the courses, and for AP courses, we have macroeconomics and microeconomics, right? So, and while A level, so I guess for Canada and US, so nobody study A level. But in A level, they can also choose, for example, accounting or some of the other courses. In IB program, they also have they can choose economics or business. So that
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a question from Candice, and she asked, what kind of preparation would you recommend for the NECAS competition?
Okay, for that one, it's pretty advanced. So first, we need to do the practice tests a lot to get ourselves familiar with those questions. So that is pretty advanced. And then after that, so we need to prepare for the cases. For the cases, it's better to have some adult coaches because those cases are a little bit complicated. And then for business major versus STEM major like CS, so I would say for computer science majors, those applicants usually they are very good at STEM. They have a lot of computer science related programs, so they are usually smarter in terms of math and STEM. But business major students applicants they are also smart, but probably not the top in math and computer science. So I can give you some example. For example, so our students applied for math and computer science program, right? Then their profile are like AMC 12 distinction, and then AMY, that is American Invitation Math competition, AMY, like the percentile is 98.3%. And then USACO, that is the US Computer Olympiad contest. USACO is gold or platinum. That is applied for math profile. And then also Ross summer camp and also other math summer camp. And then for business majors, then probably they are not AMC 12 distinction this level. They are more like AMC 10 this level at the 10th grade. So for that math student, he achieved AMC 12 distinction in his 10th grade. And then go for AMY and then continuous. But for business major students, so for example, if they would like to apply for finance or a business program, they are probably AMC 10 in their 10th grade, not distinction. And also some students may have other math contests, not AMC, but some, for example, Canada, so we have like Waterloo math competition, and also some other Canadian math contests. So then we can compare their math level, probably different. But business major applicants, they will do more business activities and contests, and this is like summer program. For this one, I guess the math level is easier compared to computer science and math, but we need to have a lot of business activities. So the number of activities for business applicants, they have more, while the math students, if they achieve AMY 98.3%, then that one activity is enough to show his math level. And then student investment challenge and international yes, so they have the global round, and the judges are many of them are from Wall Street, from the Wall Street US, and slides and webinar.
We have another question. So for the Diamond Challenge, do we have to have the product prototype in order to get into finals?
If it's so for Diamond Challenge, the final, if it's global final, then probably at least we need to have some market research about, so it depends on the product, right? Depends on the product and services that we propose to promote. And for example, for our AI and art projects, then so at least we have the prototype that we have revived one deceased person to have conversation with their family members, right? At least one. Then that is a prototype. And then for some other projects, so some other students, they use the coffee. They use the some coffee ashes to produce soap to protect the environment. So for that one, then they may just have self-made, the handmade product by the students, but not a manufactured product. And so it depends on the project. And for some services, then it's hard to provide the actual product, right? Probably it's just one website or some market research. So at least nowadays, to win a prize in a business contest, at least we need to have some market research, like real data. We collect real feedback over the internet or store check, something like that. We need to have some real data to prove it's feasible. And then so how important do you think? So for college application, so first and foremost, definitely is your GPA. That is absolutely the most important. And then so for US, if you want to get to like top 30 universities, then AP exams, right? Especially some public universities. So they mainly look at like how many AP exams, like UMich, Ann Arbor, UNC, URUC, those like public top, and also UC Berkeley, UCLA, those top public universities. They look at your AP exams and also GPA. That's the pretty much draw a line whether you admit it or not. But for private school, some liberal arts college, then you can have fewer AP exams, but more, for example, unique extracurricular activities to show your uniqueness, to show who you are, or some students, they may not be good at standardized exams or they don't like exams, right? Then you have to show, for example, you participate in some research programs to show that you actually academic you are pretty strong. Then you need to have some other things to show you're strong in academics. For business school applicants, then usually we have a standard. So usually they need to have 4 business activities or contests, and then 1 to 2 research. So usually that is the typical case to enter, for example, NYU Stern, this level business school.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So I don't see any further questions. So I think we'll end the webinar here. So on the slide here, you can see Professor Li's contact information. If you, after listening to our webinar today, if you're interested in any of these business competitions or extracurricular activities, you can contact her, and as she teaches many of these competitions. And also I've just posted in the chat, so the recording will be posted on our website later today. So if you would like to share it for other people, your friends who would you think would be interested in this as well, it'll be uploaded on our website. And then also for our Instagram, if you would like our Instagram and WeChat, I have added mine and Professor Li, because I know there are a lot of probably Chinese people here who use WeChat a lot. So if you're interested in the business competitions, you can also add us on WeChat and we can send in the info. Or also, preferably, if you would like to use email, you can also do that as well. So before we end today, I want to thank Professor Li for coming in and teaching and speaking about the importance of financial skills for post-secondary success, as well as touching on some important activities for people who are interested in pursuing business. So thank you so much for coming today, Professor Li.
Thank you very much, Tinny, for organizing this event. Thank you all.
Yeah, so any of you who are interested, please contact either me or Professor Li and we'll get in touch. So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.